Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I had a subscriber ask the question, is it a myth or is it true that plants have incomplete protein sources? Is there such a thing as an incomplete protein? Yes, there is, and sometimes plants can have a predisposition towards it, but is it actually true or not? Is this actually something that's totally true? Good question, because I was told this growing up by someone I knew in the medical field who had taken a couple of nutrition courses at school. We all heard it here and there, and yet you'll see vegans and other people say, hey, no, plants are just as good of a protein. So what's the truth? It really varies from food to food. There isn't a solid yes or no answer. Now, are any of these foods, most foods you're eating, true incomplete proteins, meaning they're missing completely an amino acid? No, this is very rare. Gelatin, an animal source protein, is the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Now, what you're going to find is that if you go check charts, like you go to nutritionfacts.org, it will give you the full amino acid profile of every food known to man. Like you can literally go there, it'll tell you in each gram of fat inside that particular food, the breakdown of like 30 different types of fatty acids in it. It will give you the breakdown of 20 different amino acids in every food, and it will give you a completeness score. Any score 100 or above is considered to be perfect, and they can go up as high as 130, but there's very, very little difference between 100 and 130. Now, most foods, at least 50% of foods, including not only most fruits and vegetables, but even beef, chicken, things like that, actually fall below 100. You're going to find a lot of plants and animal source foods also that are above 100, like eggs, broccoli, spinach, all of those things are above 100. What you could do if you're worried about having the most complete protein, go look and see why the food that you're eating, let's say you're eating 2 different major sources of protein that day, go look at a chart, find which amino acid you're low in, and make sure that you're not combining 2 foods together that are low in the same amino acid, because all of them are only going to be low on 1 or 2 of them. It might have 75% or 50% of an ideal amount of that particular one, but if you get a food that's really high in it and combine it with it, it will balance it back out. But the thing is, it's not about just combining incomplete plant sources. It's if you're going to use those charts, there are animal sources that are a little low in some too. Again, a lot of meats are. And you're going to find that there are plants that are 120 on there. Things like spinach, broccoli, a lot of your green vegetables. But what you can do, you can combine the different foods together to round it out. But at the end of the day, it's not the quality of protein in plants that are the problem. Is that for some people trying to gain muscle, particularly people trying to maintain muscle mass while losing fat on restricted calories, it can be very difficult to find enough plant sources to get adequate protein. What I mean is you're going to actually have to be picky with it. It's really easy when you're overeating to get enough protein no matter what you eat, unless you're just eating total garbage. It can be harder when you are losing body fat. And so that's something vegans actually do need to look at. People who decide to go with that type of diet, who want to hold on to all their muscle mass while losing fat, probably need to pay really close attention to the protein of every individual food, and they need to completely avoid lower protein foods if they can, low protein per calorie, because they are going to risk shortchanging themselves and losing some muscle. So they have to pay a lot more attention because of it. But it's not because the proteins are incomplete. It's just due to total quantity of protein versus calories. So is it a myth? Yes, it is absolutely a myth, and the myth is busted. Again, you can go look at the charts for yourself. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.